Alright, first we're gonna start here on side control, okay? We're gonna set up the paper cut choke, then I'm gonna show you the pass, right? So then we're gonna combine both as a warm up, okay? So the first thing is I'll get in the side control here. I'm underhooking his arm, I'm grabbing his head, and then I go to the north-south, okay? And when I go to the north-south, I need his arm go under my body here, okay? So when I'm here, I cannot bring his arm on my lap like this. So on purpose, I'll give you space for him to pass the arm underneath of my body here, okay? So I'm not doing this, like blocking his arm like this, okay? So for this position, we're gonna pass the elbow over his head, and then we're gonna keep the tip of our toes on the mat. I'm gonna block his hips with my right hand right here, and then on purpose, I'll let his arm go to the other side, okay? So once my opponent does that, I'm gonna bring my hand, face my hand with the palm up like this, slide my hand underneath off his arm, and then I go 4 fingers inside, okay? And then I go back to the side control, okay? Go back to the side control with my body 90 degrees from my opponent here, okay? So once I do that, I'll let go of his belt. I was grabbing his belt right here, and then I'll control right on the side of his ear. Okay, my thumb will be aligned with his ear right here, and I put my thumb inside his collar, and I control like this, okay? So once I do that, I'm gonna start going for the paper cut choke. So I'm gonna bring my elbow, my forearm over his neck, and then I'll put my elbow on the floor, and as my elbow touches the floor, I need to have my elbow on the floor, and then I need to slide my elbow up to choke my opponent. Okay? So it's gonna be like this. So right now he's not working to defend the choke. So I go step 1, step 2. You see that I put the weight on my shoulder here, so I have space to pass my forearm over his neck. Okay? And you need to block this arm here. Okay? You need to keep this arm trapped. All right? So make sure when you're doing that, you don't allow his arm to go to the other side. Because if that happens, then he's gonna start pushing your elbow, and then he's gonna escape. Actually, with this arm, push me like this. Okay. So make sure when you trap the arm, you close your elbow here. Okay. It's a very simple and basic choke right here. Okay. So I control, but it's really, really effective. Control. Put the weight on my shoulder. Take my knees off the mat. Okay. Now I can easily pass my forearm over and under his chin, and then over his neck. Then I'll put my belly button on the floor. Okay, my belly on the floor here. And then I'll put the weight on my elbow. Once my elbow touches the floor, I'm gonna open and slide my elbow on the floor. Then I'll choke him up, okay? So now, when I'm trying to set up the paper cut choke, a lot of times my opponent will fight with the hand that's free, okay? So he's gonna cover my bicep like this. So even when I grab his collar, I'm trying to pass my arm over his neck. He's not allowing me to do that, okay? 2 things I can do. 1 is to put my forehead inside his arm here. So I go with my forehead inside his arm, and I put my forehead on the floor. So that way he cannot block the arm anymore, okay? So let's say I'm here, ready to choke him. He's holding. I'm gonna put my forehead here, inside. Now I can have easy access to control, okay? And then again, put my weight on my on the shoulder that's on his chest, and then I can do it really fast, okay? I need to do it really fast. I'll pass my forearm over his neck like this, and once I do that, put my elbow on the floor and then finish it. The other way that I block his arm here, sometimes he's like holding, and then I can't get the paper cut choke. I make a C grip. You see, C grip, right on his elbow. Okay, I put my thumb inside, 4 fingers the other side, and I'll push his elbow against his body here, like this. Okay, try to block right now, so he can't block. So now I can easily pass my head to this side, and then I put my head on the floor here. When you apply your head, when you put the head on the floor here, make sure you don't go too much like this, because then he can turn and then he can flip you like this. And now he's the one that can do the paper cut choke on you. You see? Go back. So make sure when you're putting your hand on the floor, it's not actually touching the head on the floor, but like just trapping his arm so it doesn't pass the arm to the other side. Okay, and make sure you keep the weight on this side right here. Okay, don't put the weight too much on the other side. So you're not gonna be like in a tripod position like this. So it's like more like a plank position. Okay, and you squeeze your head against his arm. Try to pass your arm to the other side. So I'm just blocking here. Now I control, thumb in, align with his with the ear, control, thumb inside. Now I'm gonna hop over his neck with my forearm, and then put the elbow on the floor and then finish. Okay. Side control. Pass the arm to the other side. My right hand goes to the other side as well. I go north-south. I put my weight right on my rib here against his face. Palm up, control, 4 fingers inside, okay? And make sure I trap his arm on my lap here. If I can block before, that'll be great. I block his arm, try to move the arm. Try to flip me over you. Just stay here. You see that I open my legs? I keep like this. So this is giving me better base than here, okay? Or here. So I keep like this. So now I control, try to bring our hand in the front of my arm. You can't, so now I go. 1, 2, and then 3, okay? Very simple. Go down. All right, so we are on the reverse de la Riva guard, ready to get the knee cuts. Our opponent can control us like in different ways. He can grab my leg, he can control my collar, he can grab this arm here, okay? He can go collar and sleeve here, like this. All right, so we're gonna work when he controls or ankle or pants or our foot, okay? Sometimes they underhook our leg as well, like this. All right, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna control his knee here, okay? I'm gonna extend my arm, okay? This way. So I'm gonna take the shin, the knee shoot out, okay? He's gonna try to bring the leg back, okay? In the meantime, I'm gonna control the collar, okay? I'm gonna start extending his leg, and then I'll shovel my foot under his arm, and then I post my hand on the floor like this, okay? So I'll be on this position here. Still controlling his leg because he can invert it, he can start going upside down. So I'm just still holding his leg. And usually when I do this, he's gonna try to push my armpit like this. Yeah, he's gonna try to push me, or he's gonna try to keep the hand on the collar and stiffen his arm and try to push me that way, okay? So make sure your hand is on this side and not here, okay? So your hand must be here, all right? So as I'm controlling his pants, I'm gonna kick my leg, okay? That's between his legs, to step over. So I have my weight on him. Once I get here, I'm gonna drop my weight by controlling his belt or his gi right here. And then I go to the north-south, ready to get the paper cut choke. Try to use his hand, so don't let him use the hand. Control, and then go for the finish, okay? Again, step 1, I'm here in this position, okay? Step 2, I control the collar and the pins. Now, extend and do this. Okay? You see how my foot is in contact with his arm? Okay, it's very important, okay? So I'm not like this. Don't give this a space. So I want your foot under his arm here, okay? It's very important. Now I'm gonna start stepping my leg, control his waist with my left hand that was on the floor. And now I start putting my rib against his face, and I go straight to the north-south. 1, now I get the paper cut choke. Control and the side control, hop over, and then continue. Okay, any question? All right, so that's what we did last class. So it's just a review. So we're gonna warm up with that 3 times each, back and forth. You guys have any question? about the position. No? All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Things to think about here, okay? It's very, very important to understand like where you apply the weight on your opponent, okay? So you want to make sure when you're applying the weight, he's feeling the pressure and he can be able to move too much, okay? So every time I'm in a position where I'm dominating my opponent, I need to understand how to apply the pressure, okay? So right here, if I keep my hands like this, I need to use a lot of my muscle, okay? Because I'm not connecting my hands, okay? But if I grab like this, so now it's a little bit stronger, okay? So if I can link my hands, great. But it's not wrong to do like this, okay? But at the beginning of the technique, let's say if I just land on the side control, I go right here, because he's gonna try to push me away. He's gonna try to frame under my neck. He's gonna try to push you. So if you like this, start extend your arm, extend, like press me. Like if you're strong, you're gonna start losing the grip, okay? And you start losing the control. So you get like this, so he start like pushing you, push me. I can have a little bit more strength. Now I need to start working with my shoulder against his forearm, because then when I open his elbow up, it's a little bit harder for him to press me, okay? And then I start passing my head to the other side, just like this, okay? The goal is to not allow my opponent to go here, but this happens a lot, okay? That's why sometimes when I get here, he start putting a lot of pressure against my neck, and if I put my weight on him, I'm gonna choke myself, right? That's why I do this. Because then I take out the pressure off my neck. On my neck, sorry, right there. Right? So now I go to the north-south, pass his arm to the other side. So this is one thing that a lot of people got confused. Press me again, so he's pressing me here, I change, and I go like this. So there is no way he can put his forearm under my neck anymore. So now I cannot grab his collar here with his arm on the other side. Doesn't make any sense for me, because if I grab like this, he can turn to the other side, turn the other way. Like this, and then he's gonna run away, right? So make sure you pass over his arm. When his arm is on this side, that's when you're gonna trap, okay? And you go back. Try to turn the other side, so now he can turn. So now I'm controlling, okay? Very, very common. This happens all the time. Every time you're gonna try to choke your opponent here, he's gonna use this hand to block you. Okay, see grip, push his elbow against his body, try to defend. He can't, so I put my hand on this side. Okay, so now my thumb is aligned with his ear, see? I put the thumb inside, control the collar, and now is the weight, how I apply the pressure. My shoulder, okay, that's on his chest right here, is gonna be right on the spot between his belly and his chest, okay? So right here, the external, right? So not like right on top of the external, like right below where there's no bone, okay? Right in this area. Because when you apply the pressure here, it's really hard for him to breathe, okay? So you don't want to apply the pressure right here, neither like on the abs, okay? Because if you put on his stomach, he's gonna contract his abs and then he can resist. But this area here, it's a very weak spot. Even though he contracts his abs, like he's not gonna defend, okay? So you want your shoulder right there. Like put a lot of pressure there. And he's not even allowed to to put his head on the floor. Because if he does that, try to relax, he's gonna start feeling the pressure. So he needs to always keep contracting his abs, and this will give him a hard time to breathe as well, okay? So when I get here, I put the pressure there. I tilt my shoulder, I sink my shoulder against his external, right? Like right below the external here. Right here, okay? So he's feeling the pressure here. Now I grab, try to use your hand to defend, so I'm here, and I go. Step one, sprawl, and I'll be like a seal here right now, okay? I'm not like this, okay? I need to be flat, like on the floor like this, and then choke him out. So my wrist must be like stiff and strong. I cannot have my wrist like this, okay? So make sure you keep your wrist strong, and then you put your elbow on the floor and then open, okay? Another way I can finish my opponent here. Let's say he's doing a really good job on not allow me to block his arm. I'm trying to go here. He's doing a really good job. I'm trying to get the choke, and he's not allowing me to do that. Okay? So we're gonna go to an armbar right now. All right? It's a great armbar. I'm gonna do this. Look. I'm gonna go with my hand over his elbow, okay, and forearm, and I'm gonna go like this. Okay? Just pass his leg over. Once I pass his leg over, I'm gonna sit, and then I'm gonna start lifting my knee here. I know he's gonna try to run the belly down, like this. Okay, go back. So it's a must for me. As I'm doing this, I know he can do that. Start doing that. I'm gonna step my leg over like this. Even though he's still like going belly down, I start putting my elbow towards the mat. Okay, and then I finish it like this. Of course, I'm doing really slow. In the fight, you can do faster than that. Okay? So don't try to get here and go like this. This knee first, the shin first on his belly, and then pass the leg over. Because you're gonna give too much space. Okay? And once you go like this, he's like, oh, the armbar is coming, right? And then he's gonna start like being aware with that. Okay? So we want to be as slow as we can, and we go like this, look. Ooh, really fast. You see? So I just gonna pass my leg, and I put my right side in this case, which is the side is near his legs. I'm gonna wipe my leg like this as I'm passing this leg here. Okay? And I drop my butt to the floor, and as my butt touches the floor, my knee goes up. Okay? I cannot keep my leg like this. I need to immediately, like, when I pass, I go like this. I pinch my knee like this. Okay? And then it's a very powerful armbar. It's very sneaky too. They're not ready for that. So I'm here. I did everything to get the choke. Okay? I pass. Control. Now he's blocking me. He's bothering me here. I'm like, okay. So I go to the armbar. Right there. You see that as I pass the armbar, I let go his collar. Okay? Let go the collar. Because if I keep holding the collar here, that will trap me. And it's not gonna help me to get the right angle to get the armbar, okay, the right leverage. So as I go, I let go the collar. And the moment that I let go the collar is when I pass my leg over. Okay, look, I don't have the collar anymore. Now, this hand here that was grabbing the collar goes right here, and then I go like this. Okay, now I just, instead of shrug, you go the other way. Okay, you go down with your shoulder. He's gonna try to turn the belly down. Right there, go. So you can tap him. But if he's really flexible, he goes belly down, I pass his leg over. Keep going, and I finish here. Okay? My goal is to always put my elbow, this elbow here, against my rib. You see? If my elbow is open, he doesn't feel the leverage. I go like this. Okay? And then I go down. Oh, right? Very simple. So I'm here, trying to choke, he's gonna block me. I go like this. Very simple. Okay? Super easy, right? We're gonna apply the pressure, okay? The guard pass again. So I'm on this position, very common situation to be, okay? Control his pants. I go like this, okay? Just like we did before. As I'm turning, I'm putting my shin here, right on his belly, okay? And then I'm extending my arm, closing my hand right on the floor on this side right. And as I mentioned in the other class, when he moves a lot, like try to push me here, I just stay like as long as I can, but I need to pass and establish, so I need to kick and then control him, okay? Because if I keep my hand on the floor, you see there's nothing that can pull myself against him, okay? So at this moment here, he's pushing me like this. I'm pulling just with this hand right here. Okay, I'm pulling myself. Once I take my leg out, now I need to grab. I can either like put my hand like this, control the belt or the gi, And now I start pulling myself against him because he's gonna try to push me. And that's when I start putting my weight on him. Don't try to put the weight on your opponent like this with this hand here. Because he's gonna keep pushing you, keep pushing me. Like this, and then I'll lose contact. Okay? So as I take the leg out, he's still pushing me here. I pull myself using my arm, okay? Now I'm there. Control. I'm ready to get the position. Try to choke. He's gonna block, okay? Then I go. 1, 2. So the movements of the leg without the opponent here is gonna be like this. So I'm here, I bring my leg close to him, and then I go like this. Okay? Pass, sit on my butt, and then close. Okay? Very smooth and super tight. You know? So as I mentioned in other class, if your opponent, when you pass here, you put the hand under his forearm under your armpit, okay? It's gonna be hard for you to hug in here because this is such a strong frame, okay? So what I do here, when he's doing that, I'm gonna hop over his elbow with my arm like this. Like this. So I want my armpit right now against his armpit. Okay? So now it's really hard for him to push me. Okay? And if you underhook the leg, the arm here, sorry, like this, okay? I can pass and then I can do the same thing. Pull myself against him. Okay? Try to get a kimura from here. It's risky in a way of not being on top. So you can turtle really fast. But the good thing, like you have the kimura. And then you can start doing variations from here. Okay? The kimura trap is not a bad idea there. But just to let you know, it's going to be hard for you to establish the position on top. And you need to be ready for scrambles when you go for kimura. Okay? So again, I use this position a lot. So I go like this. Okay? I change the angle of everything. So I'm facing away from him right here. Step, control, pull myself. Put my rib against his face. Control his arm. And now I'm in the side control. Once I'm here, I try to choke. He's gonna block me. I go here. Sorry. Finish. He's a good uke, you know. He's like, fall. All right, you guys understand? You guys have any questions? Do you guys understand the armbar there? Yes, it's a very sneaky armbar. The great thing of this armbar, it's effortless, simple, and the opponent's not ready. Because he's like with the shoulders on the mat. And in my opinion, this is the best way for you to attack the armbar when they're like this, okay? Because a lot of times when you go for an armbar, you need your opponent sideways. Then you can go over. Or you need to go this way. Then you can pass the armbar here. But in this case, he's flat, like both shoulders on the mat. So he's not ready for that. You know, I just easily can apply the finish right there, okay? All right, 1, 2, 3. So very important. I see some of you doing 2 things that's not right, okay? When you pass the armbar, look at my footwork right here. I'm not gonna pass this leg and I drop like this. I cannot be like this. So if my leg is like this, I can't lift my knee, okay? So I need to pass my leg over, and this foot right here needs to go right close to his shoulder. You see? Now I see like this. Okay? It's like more natural for me to see like that. And now I can lift my knee. So the hand that was on the collar, I will let go and put my hand right here. And I lock my elbow. Okay? No way he's gonna take this arm out. Okay? Even if he's trying to turn, like I can start putting my weight towards this side. Another mistake that I see some of you doing, you guys like leaning this way. So if you lean this way, there's no leverage on the arm, okay? So as I pass my leg over, I go like this. I squeeze my knee to one side and I bring my armpit to the other side. So my armpit is going this way and my knee is going this way. So that's where we create the leverage on his arm, see? So if my knee goes this way here, towards the left, and my body goes this way as well. There's no leverage, you see? So you need to bring his wrist down this way to your right, okay? Because my right armpit is on top of his arm. And the inner thigh, the right side, towards the left. So I go like this. I can even cross my arm here if I want, but I prefer to be like this, okay, here. Just make sure you pitch the knee, but don't go like this, okay? So those are the two details. First one is your leg, okay? So you don't drop like this, okay? We need to go here. It's like a windshield wiper, okay? So your knee stays on the floor, and then you go here. And don't lean that way, okay? Another thing you can do on the pass here too, especially if you're fighting someone that's very explosive, very strong, they have a good like bench press, you watch the person's Instagram, they're lifting like 3 plates each side, right? So if I go like this and I post, they can press you really far, right? And then you can start like passing, but you gotta be ready for scrambles. Or you gotta be ready to move around, okay? So if you feel that the person is pressing you in a way that you can't put the weight, keep holding, keep the pose, and just circle around. Look, I go like this, I go here. He's pressing here, I step, and I go like this, putting his leg on the floor. Then I start attacking his back. But if you really want to close the space, that's another way that you can do it. Instead of posting your hand on the floor, at the same time that you pass your shin this way, okay, like this, you're gonna control here. You're gonna hug like this, okay? So I go like this. So now I'm closer to him, and now he's gonna try to push me. I'm already like really close. Then I pass, and I get here. Once I get here, that's my leg over, my arm over, sorry, and here. And now I'm ready to start attacking the paper cut choke or the arm bar. Okay? Again, 2 options. One is if I go, I pose and I can't get close, I will pass. As I step, look, now my weight is on this leg, the outside leg, and I just step, and the hand that's on the floor. So now I kind of like stand up in base and circle around, bring his knee to the floor, fight with me. I go like this. You see, I make a transition of my weight. I was with my weight on this hand right here, okay? And as the moment that I start circling around, I put the weight on this leg, stand up, and I change the weight. Put the weight on this leg right here. And then I go this way, okay? So in the fight, it's gonna look like this. So I'm here, I go. Okay. Or, I'm here, I can go here. Over his leg if you want. Okay, now you're on the leg drag. And then the option that we have, putting the elbow on the floor but hooking his shoulder. Try to press me, you can't. Then I start applying the weight on him. Okay? You guys have any questions? So just one more thing here. You see that when I get like this, JP push me. Here I pass, I put his leg down and he sit up JP. He sit up like this. Now if I go this way, he's probably gonna block me. Keep facing me, and then I go the other side. Okay? So we can do this fast, slow. Start slow, but during the fight, it requires a little bit of explosion, okay? But hooking the shoulder and putting the weight will be the best, because that way they can press you and they can take you out, okay? All right, just don't forget the details of the armbar. 1, 2, 3.